How you doing, man?
Fine. You get your hair cut yet?
Did I get my hair cut? Does it look like his same hair I had last week?
Okay, I was just checking.
I don't have to cut my hair that much. Every 3 weeks, four maybe.
What you like, the hippie?
Alrighty. No. Why? We mean hippie. I gel it so it goes down. So I
Yeah.
was now. So let's get that. Let's go. Let's get right into this bad boy. Live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho. Today is December 15th, man. Time to keep it up. 2022. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportcast and all our channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and iTunes. If you are on iTunes, subscribe to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk podcast. Please leave a rating and review. It'll help us out tremendously. Today, we're getting, we got some things a little bit changing in the Giant world, but Mr. Byron, how you doing today? And I know you're nice and chilly. I like the shirt, though, the Army. Well, go Army.
Go Army the other day, right over in Philadelphia.
That's right. That's right. Right here. Oh, was this Philly?
Yeah, it's always in Philly.
My son, that's right, because that's West Point, no?
Well, West Point is up in New York somewhere.
Oh, okay. So, hey, let's get my Giant valuable assets.
Yeah.
So, this is brought to you by Valuable Assets, Valuable Assets podcast, where you can store your money like a piggy bank on steroids. So you can give you a little plug over there for the brother. All right, the Army game was pretty good. I like the uniforms, man. They're getting really nice. My son, I was impressed. My son was watching the game with his friends. I was curious why he had an interest in that game.
Because those kids play for the love of the game. That's why. They're not, most of them, the majority of them not playing the NFL. They're not looking to go to the NFL, any, pro sports. And they know that they got to, serve their country. Hopefully, knock on wood, not during a time of war and stuff. They're committing their lives to the country for the next 7 years, 20 years, 30 years, however long they'll be in the military. But it's great that that they play for the love of the game.
Unless you're Roger Staubach.
He don't count.
But anyways, yeah, I would love to go to one. I would love to go to one of those games. I mean, there must be a lot of brawls in those games.
Well, with them kids, no,
because of conduct, right? They have to be careful because of conduct.
That's right. They're not going to act up there. They might act up, when they're going out, the city of Philadelphia stuff, outside.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean in the stadium. I was just saying, like, naturally, just the military has a tendency to, if they're in a bar, they have a tendency to, like, Navy, Marine, Army, just everybody's always has a conflict. But I love watching those games. I love watching those young men that I'm very proud of. And it was a good game. At first, I was a little nervous when, in overtime, when they handed off that ball and that kid just ran right through like Swiss cheese, right?
Don't forget the Giants had
I'm rooting for the Army, right? No offense to the Navy guys, but
don't forget we had a New York Giant that played for Navy, Phil McConkey.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and he went to. He also was a senator, wasn't he?
No, I don't think it's center.
I'm pretty positive he ran for Congress.
He probably ran for it and didn't win. We would have heard about it if he did.
I think he did, if I'm mistaken. But he was a punt returner.
And he caught a touchdown.
I got to shout out my punt returners, man. He's not big of a dude, bro. So all right. So let's get ready to go into it today. So last week was interesting. And we got to get some trending news of what's happening today. So I'll find that as we're going to go. We hit pretty big with that Deion Sanders hit. That was interesting. So I want to comment. Actually, I'm going to make some comments out to that, but let's do that a little bit later because I never got a chance to write the comments. I really appreciate, just so for our listeners, And for any clips out there, we really appreciate any and every comment, good, bad, ugly. Hey, give us a comment. But just prepare to understand that Mr. Byron Jones is I guess the advantages of being 6'6", 297 has its advantages of not having to say anything. Me being 600 and proud to say 194 pounds now. I will 225. And I'm gonna make a comment. I'm gonna respond to the comments that came out regarding what we talked about. So just get prepared for that. But I'm always gonna be cordial. I'm always gonna be nice. But we want your comments. We want your feedback. And we would like you to be joining the show. So please, you have comments, leave your comments in the clips in the show. Reference the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, and we'll talk about it. The other thing I want you to understand is that we're going to be talking about trending topics. Byron, I want to see what your thoughts on this. We're going to talk about trending topics, and this time, I'm going to bring up a topic that I want to talk about, or Byron may bring a topic that he wants to talk about besides the outline what we do for our podcast. And we didn't necessarily go and dig all the facts of every single piece. We're going to tell you what we believe we understood at that moment in time. And that moment in time is what we believe that we have known. Hey, I'm not right all the time. Okay, I don't think any of you are right all the time. But if you want to go fact for fact, come on our show. That's all I challenge you to come on to our show. Because like Terry and Terry, unless you got a computer next to you, we can go. So let's get into it. Oh my God, for us in Philadelphia just buried us, bro. How are you? Like, did you walk outside? Did you even do your wheels on meals? Did you hide?
I sat there.
They buried us.
I sat there and watched that from the beginning to the end, to the bitter end. I watched my sisters got off the TV. They left. I sit there and watched that whole butt kicking, the whole 4 quarters.
And on your family, I couldn't take the pain, bro. I just couldn't take the pain. It was
if you're bad. If you're a true fan, you take the good.
Well, remember, I have red zone, so I'm looking at all the other pieces, and I've taken my beating. But it was just, it was like they should have had a mercy rule, right? I mean, it was terrible. But hey, look, I'm still proud of the Giants and how they're performing. But it was just unexpected to what we thought was going to happen in the season. Proud of the NFC East. And then I'm going to go on a rant on the other one. But, bro, it was just terrible. Philadelphia looks good, man. I mean, every day, every week, you want to try to find something, right? And every week I say, well, let's see what happens. You even said in the beginning, let's see what happens. Let's say they're looking good each week. That coach is doing a good job. And let me tell you something. You got to give that organization credit, right? Think about what they've had over the last several years. They fired their top quarterback, right? That they paid tons of money to. They fired the coach, right? That we thought we would fire one or the other, right? That won them the Super Bowl, right? They won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback with that coach, right? They got rid of that backup quarterback, right? I mean, that's a lot of stuff that have taken place.
Keep going. One more thing.
Fire
the coach. Remember, they fired Doug Peterson too.
Yeah, that's what I said. They fired the coach that won the Super Bowl. If they got rid of the starting quarterback that was paying a lot of money, who didn't win the Super Bowl, but he got a ring, but he got it through the backup quarterback. Right. And they made a lot of different changes, you know what I mean? And for them to be playing as well as they did, and they still got, room to go. I just think that when you're an NFC team, that organization did a good job. I just think they did a really good job cleaning it up. I think Giants have done a pretty good job. They're going to catch up too. It's just a matter of they need time, right? They had a lot of work to do. We didn't have as much, Philadelphia did a lot of work. Right. We still got a lot of work to do, but we'll go from there. But bro, that was beat down. I knew it was going to be a day. Remember when you were saying, well, are they going to play these guys? They're going to beat them down. When you're playing conference to conference, they don't hold back. Like, they want to beat you down.
Well, they held back because they could have put a 50 piece on easy. They held back a little bit. Oh
Maybe a
yeah,
little bit, bro. But all right, sorry. What they put 44? What they hold back
40,
one touchdown
48,
back?
48.
Oh, so that's holding back 2 more points. Come on, man.
They could
Listen,
have
it
they
was
could have
terrible.
put they could have scored
Yeah,
more if they wanted to.
I give them props to Philly. What would have made it sweeter. So let's move on to that because there ain't nothing else to say. I don't think, unless what else you got there?
Like I've been saying, and I'm going to keep repeating it, every year Jalen Hurts has gotten better. He has, and it's the truth. When he played it from
Yeah,
Alabama to Oklahoma, starting, with the Eagles, being a second round pick. But see, the difference is that they started with the offensive line. They already had a good line before him, but now that's a great offensive line. Then they figured, all right, they ran the ball last year, ran the ball a lot. Then they said, you know what? We can't win, what we want to win just running the ball. So we're going to go get him a number one receiver. What they do? They went out and traded for A.J. Brown. Then they turned around and they drafted Devontae Smith. Then they got a great tight end, Dallas Goedert. They have a good running back, Miles Sanders. So they surrounded him the right way from the inside out on the offensive line, and then gave him the weapons for him to succeed. So and they also they loaded up with the picks. So their thing is, if he didn't do what he was supposed to do this year, they'll just turn around and they'll draft somebody next year. But now they could, they might even have a top 10 pick because they got the New Orleans Saints pick. So they're going to be even loaded.
I
even
like Jalen
more.
Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's done a good job. I got nothing. Like I said, they beat it down. They're playing well. You can't pick holes in them anymore. Because nobody, unless it's Dallas, they still giving Dallas all these props. Now, the only thing that would have made that game sweeter. Okay, so let's move on. The only thing that would have made that game at least easy is if Dallas was going to lose, and Dallas is about to lose, right? So I didn't get a chance to do that, but here's a clip that, hopefully our producer gets this for now. Let's get to that Dallas clip. Okay. You're winning by 3. You're in the 4th quarter, right? Were they playing at Dallas? I forgot where they were playing. Playing home. Okay. Take the point. Your team ain't that good to begin with. You're beating a pretty good team. You're in that game, right? There's no reason that they needed to go for the touchdown, right? To force Dallas for 2 scores. That was ridiculous. I am sorry. I just think, and I love Lovie Smith. That was a terrible, terrible decision. Terrible decision. There's no reason to do that because now everybody else, you want to say, oh, well, hey, man, they had to go 90. Who would think they could go 99 yards? Dude, they didn't need to go 99 yards. Do you not understand? They only needed to go enough yards to get a field goal to tie the game and get into overtime. And then once you get in overtime, Dallas had a better shot because Dallas was the better off, right? So I would have preferred them to waste time on the clock, kick the field goal. You're up by 6. Kick off the ball, give them the ball on the 20-yard line, take your chances on covering the defense for 80 yards, right? Because the offensive mindset of the offensive coordinator and or the head coach is totally different when you have to score 6 points, right? Period. You got to score 6 points just to tie. 7, you'll win, right? But you have to go the distance. You got to get in the end zone. When you only need 3 points, you don't have to go in the end zone. Where you got to get it to, Byron, what, to the 40-yard line?
Probably.
That's about as close as you're going to get. That ain't that hard from the 20-yard line to get to the 40-yard line with a potent offense like Dallas. Lovie Smith, that was a terrible decision. Now, granted, you're the head coach, so somebody else is probably telling you, our friends, the analysts, the data guys, okay, are ruining this game to some degree, right? Because until they get it right, they don't have it right yet, right? That was a bad call, and it would have made me happier if Dallas would have lost, even though the Giants got beat down by Philly. Boom, go. That's my rant.
You feel better now?
I feel bad. I was about to light that up a few days ago. I just haven't had a chance.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I
I
was
know.
still getting over getting sick. I was sick.
I love Lovie Smith. You know, he's my position coach, so I really have nothing bad to say about him. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Crap. I love Lovie Smith too. We had this conversation a couple years ago. I have no problem with Lovie Smith, but don't hide behind that. That's bull. That's not our job. Our job is give me your opinion on whether he should have gone for that touchdown or not.
Yeah, but what had Dallas offense done all day against that defense? Really, basically
I don't
nothing.
care.
They still
Doesn't
hadn't
matter.
done anything. And then you figure they got whoever the quarterback is for the Texans. I think it's Davis Mills, and you know the rookie running back's pretty good. It's not like the Texans lighting up the scoreboard, scoring all the time, because they're not. They're gonna take point, take whatever they can get and hope the defense holds these guys. But it is what it is.
Right. You just said they got to take points. So why did you take the 3 points?
Maybe they won the 3 points. Maybe you won a second.
Come on, don't stop putting your emotion in for Lovie Smith. It's super simple. Answer the question. You got 2 choices. Go for it. You're the coach. You're not Lovie Smith. You're the decision maker, right? You're playing against Dallas. You need this kind of win to give your team some hope, some momentum. Keep your job as a coach. Okay. Would you have gone for that? And why?
Because I'm the head coach, that's why.
And why would you have taken the 3 points?
What does Bill Parcells always say? Take the points.
Take the point.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
do you also agree, especially as a defensive player, right? Do you agree as a defensive player that you'll feel way more comfortable playing when you know all I got to do is stop you from getting in the end zone, not stop you from getting to the 40-yard mark?
The probability you're going to miss a field goal is a lot greater than, I guess so.
That's my point. I have a whole field to cover. All I got to do is bend and don't break. That's it. Right? And they gave them the relaxation of knowing that, man, all we need is a field goal. We don't have to get there. But if we get a chunk, we're going to get a chunk. And that's what they did. They started getting chunks. They were within 3 plays. They were in field goal.
I know.
In 3 plays, they were already in field goal possession. Okay? So that was just a terrible, terrible piece. That was a bad decision on their part. Lucky for McCarthy, because usually it's McCarthy making the bad decisions. Okay? But that would have made it sweeter for me. Dallas wins, they win. I just think that was bad call on whoever was involved in that call with them. All right. So, and now the Commanders. What do you think about the Commanders? Did they play?
No, they're off.
They were off. All right. Well, we got them coming up again. So we need to not tie.
Well, did you hear about the big thing this week? The comment that Parsons made about the Jalen Hurts and with Von Miller on his podcast?
No.
Basically, he said that is it the system or is it the team?
Micah Parsons?
Yeah, Parsons said it.
And what does that got to do with Von Miller?
That was Von Miller's podcast that he was on, and he was talking, and that's been trending big time as far as what basically kind of sort of calling out the Eagles, thinking that they were basically talking about is Jalen Hurts an MVP candidate, and what's his name, Micah Parsons runs in the mouth basically saying that is it the scheme or the team, not giving him the props that he really deserves. So now pretty much this is a bulletin board material, basically, what he said. But if you the last time when Dallas played the Eagles, Michael Parsons didn't play that well at all. Matter of fact, it was a couple of times where they didn't, like when they run the zone, zone read, they didn't even block him. And shoot, gone. And then he didn't really have an impact on that game until Lane Johnson, the right tackle, until he went out the game. He did absolutely nothing against the Philadelphia Eagles. So now, when they play them the second time, and they're going to be playing them soon, I'm pretty sure those guys are going to remind him, what he said, which basically, he was laughing and smiling, all this other stuff. But I'm pretty sure those big old Mulata basically told him to shut his mouth. We're not playing Micah Parsons, Chicago Bears this week. We're playing the Chicago Bears, and we'll worry, just basically we'll deal with him, later on. So I might watch that game because it's going to be kind of interesting what they're going to do to him.
You might watch what game?
The Dallas Eagles games when they play them.
Oh, why wouldn't you? No. Of course, we have to because already the big push is Dallas, how great Dallas is. And look, Dallas's last few wins, they're winning by big points, except for this last one, right?
Yeah, but he's thrown two. But he's thrown a lot of interceptions. He's thrown 2 a game the last 3 or 4 games, or however long.
Who?
Dak Prescott has thrown.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's my point. And not only that is that I think Hurts is deserving of being the MVP in the MVP conversation. To take a team where they, first of all, pretty much everybody in the AFC East could be in the MVP conversation just because of the turnaround, right? But my point being is for him to turn around that team, he's playing very good football. They're 10-2, right? Or 11-2.
They only lost 1 game.
Oh, they only lost 1 game. I mean, you got to give a guy credit. He's doing his job. He's running. He's doing everything. It's not like he's just controlling, right? As much as I love Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not playing Jimmy Garoppolo ball. He's playing ball, right? So I think Michael Parsons is just young. He's going to run his mouth, and I think that's indicative of a Jerry Jones team, right? Jimmy Johnson would have ripped him apart. You know that, right?
Yeah, he probably would.
Jimmy Johnson would have ripped him. Apart.
He would have never said it if Jimmy Johnson was there.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. He would never said it if Jimmy Johnson was coaching that game. Because Jimmy Johnson, unless you win in the Super Bowl, you better keep your mouth quiet, right? We don't need any ammunition, especially within the division. We play tough with the division. So Michael Parsons is just young, and I just think that's a bad decision for him to say that. And I think the Eagles deserve all the credit that they're getting. I think the Commanders also have made a good run, and look, and Dallas has made a comeback too. But again, they have easy schedules and so forth. But Dak still doesn't look good. He's throwing a lot of interceptions, right?
And they signed a receiver, T.Y. Hilton. He used to play with Baltimore Colts. Well, not Baltimore Colts, but Indianapolis Colts. He's like a smaller receiver. I think he's got
that doesn't help. That doesn't help with interceptions.
No, not really. If you're trying to throw to a new guy, so it'll probably be a couple more coming. Trying to get the new guy.
Yeah, because it's not like his interceptions are like Eli interceptions where they're bouncing off receivers' hands, right, and then going in. He's throwing it directly into the defender.
That's because the receivers
These are legitimate interceptions.
The receivers are running wrong routes,
or he picked the wrong read.
All that too.
Right, so we don't know, right? So, and I'm not trying to, Dak. I don't have anything bad about Dak. I just like I said, after his when he came back from that injury, I thought he played lights out, and then he started just going down from there. Right, he maybe played cautious. He was going first to the check, not to the reads. Right, he wasn't going through all his progressions. So, I just don't think he's playing good football. You know what I mean? The numbers may not say it, but I don't think he's playing good football, in my opinion.
Well, and their right tackle is out for the season too, so they're going to be messing around with the line again. The Steele and Tyron Smith is supposed to be coming back too, so we'll see how the offensive line is going to hold up since they're going to replace the right tackle.
Man, it's been a crazy season this season, no?
Yeah.
Let me just go into the schedule. What do we got here? So my man Brady's my fraternity brother John is starting to look a little bit more right this year.
But the Brady looks awful.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of help either, but he just
Whoa, whoa,
you know
whoa, whoa. He still has
every time now
he still
Aaron
has
Rodgers
Mike
looks
Evans.
terrible too.
He
Yeah.
still has Mike Evans. He still got Godwin. He still has very good receivers and tight end. His offensive line is tearing his ass up.
I mean, look, Giants got the same problem, right? We're getting crushed with the offensive line. Now the value and then the defense.
Speaking of our offensive line, Andrew Thomas probably had one of the worst games of his year. Our franchise left tackle.
Yeah, but everybody's entitled to a bad game, right?
Yeah, but not him. For him, and then the other guy on the other side, our number one pick, Evan Neal, he didn't play well at all either. And they were thinking that they were going to get the pressure up the middle against the Giants. They didn't. It was on the edges. That's where the problem was.
Man, yeah. So what did you think about hold on a second, because I'm trying to get last week's scores. What do you think about this kid from San Francisco coming in? Purdy.
Hey, young kid, they don't have any film on him, but he's loaded with talent. McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, George Kittle, Ayuk, or whatever kid's name is. They have a great offensive line. So all he has to do is plug him in and play. And as long as he doesn't do anything crazy, they're going to keep winning because they also have a great defense. The defense is great. D'Amico Ryans, I think, is the defensive coordinator. Is it Ryans? He's going to be the next head coach. He's going to be a head coach somewhere because that defense is very good.
Listen to me. I'm just saying that, that kid, you can say, oh, shoot, sorry. That's the one thing I hate about the NFL when you go to the thing is they always running some ad. The Bills they're 10-3. They don't look like a strong 10-3 team. But let me just go through last week's game. The Raiders lost to the Rams. They were just both terrible. Bills won, but they don't look strong. Bengals are looking like they're making a run, man. That kid Burrows doesn't matter. I like that kid. What do you think about Burrows, man? I think he's playing.
Yeah, he's coming back now. His guy is back. His number one is back, Jamar Chase, because he was
but he was winning. He was winning without him.
No,
okay?
He wasn't. No.
Yeah. Okay, look at the Cowboys won. Okay, Cowboys 10-3.
He's a different quarterback.
No, there is no doubt, but he was winning without him, having him back.
He wasn't winning.
Hey, Belichick's making a run too, bro.
What? Have you watched
Belichick?
Yo,
well, look at his defense.
His defense,
God, 48 today.
Yo, man, sit here.
Okay.
Stop.
Did you pick?
New England Patriots offense is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Awful. That poor kid, Mac Jones, comes off the field yelling at the offensive coordinator every other quarter, every other game, and has been since the beginning of the year. They have two guys, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, that are co-coordinators or whatever they are, that have never worked with offenses in their life, and they don't have a clue what to do with this guy. So the offense is awful.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that they were really bad. They're 7-6 right now, right?
And look at their schedules and see who they play next. Look up their schedule.
I understand, but they were looking really bad. Their defense is playing good, bro. Their defense is playing good. You can't say that Belichick's defense isn't playing good.
But Belichick has always had a good defense.
Yeah, but he was having a rough time. I mean, look, he's, you got the Bills that are 10-3, Dolphins 8-5, 7-6, 7. I mean, that's a close conference now, where I thought the Patriots were totally out early on.
No.
Right? Now he's making the run where the Brady didn't make the run. You got Baltimore AFC. The Bengals are there. Baltimore is there. I think the Bengals are better than Baltimore, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that?
The Bengals are probably the best team in the division. Well,
Yeah,
probably in the
it's
conference.
only them and the Ravens in the
They're
conference.
probably they're better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, the AFC South is terrible. Good for Jacksonville. At least they're winning some games. You got Chiefs, other than the Chiefs. So you got really, it's going to come down to the Chiefs, and it's going to come down to the Bengals. No, and you got Buffalo. So you got Buffalo, you got the Bengals, and you got the Chiefs. And
whoever has home field advantage.
I won't go against Mahomes, right? So I'll go Chiefs. For me, it would be the Chiefs, the Bengals, and then the Bills.
Whoever has home field advantage at the end of the year, that's going to be the represent for the Super Bowl. One of those three teams.
Okay.
Whoever has home field advantage is going to win at home.
And then you got in the NFC, you got Philadelphia's 12-1, the best record in football. Minnesota's 10-3. I still don't. It's funny. They're a 10-3 team, and I still don't have belief in them. The NFC South. Do you understand? It could be anybody. Nobody has a winning record in that division. It's a wide open division.
Somebody's gonna win it with an 8-9 record.
Mm-hmm. And then San Francisco, they're playing now. They should win today, 9-4. So let's see. Where is Green Bay? Oh my God, Green Bay is terrible. So who you see coming out of? If it was me, I see the Eagles in the NFC. For me, it would be the Eagles. Then it would be San Francisco, and then it would be Minnesota. Those would be my top three teams.
Minnesota? Nah, no way.
Who would be your third select? Who's your third select?
Dallas. It's got to be
really?
Dallas. Oh. Yeah. Because Minnesota.
First of all, listen to me. Minnesota's going to win the conference, so they're guaranteed to be in the playoffs. Right. Dallas, more than likely, has got a shot at being in the playoffs.
No, they're going to be in the playoffs.
But they're one and done. They're one and done.
They're going to be. It doesn't matter. They're still going to be in the playoffs.
They're going to be one. I know they're going to be one of them. So I ain't worried about that. So all right. So you see Dallas. I'll take Minnesota as much as I don't have faith in Minnesota, but I feel Minnesota is better than Dallas.
What? Whoa! How was that? How are they better than? Let me go ahead. Break that down to me.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Okay, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced with Dallas. It's just never. I'm not. I don't see them completely. I don't feel confident in. I just feel like I don't know. Maybe it's my bias.
Who has the better defense, Dallas or Minnesota?
Dallas.
Okay. Who has a better offense, Minnesota or Dallas? Right now.
I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna hide behind the I don't know.
No, I don't. Deny the flex. I don't know. I don't know who is better. I'll have to look it up. I don't feel like looking that up.
Minnesota's offense is kind of wishy-washy. Every week you don't know what you're going to get. And Dallas has been consistent, running the ball and throwing the CeeDee Lamb and the tight ends.
They got a weak schedule. You know that.
What does that have to do with anything? Minnesota has a weak schedule too. Who do they play? Nobody.
We shall see.
Dallas has the better defense. That's what wins championships.
We shall. Okay. Listen to me. You cannot put the words defense wins championship and Dallas in the same breath. I mean, come on. Why would you?
Why not? When they won those Super Bowls 900 years ago, what they have? Great defense.
When it was VHS.
Yeah, yes, VHS, Betamax, or whatever you want to call it. Yes, they have great defense.
So my point, their defense was good. They had the most potent offense in the last couple of years, and they still won and done. So I don't put anything into that. they're not going to beat San Francisco.
They're going to beat Minnesota though.
Not going to beat Philly. You know what I mean? And let's see what happens against Minnesota, right? But I'm not on my TV. I got the wrong remote. Oh, the battery there. There's a battery. Yeah, there's a battery missing. That hurts when you're missing the battery. Oh, yeah, far. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see what we got coming up. Let's see what we got coming up tonight. Right now, you got San Francisco is playing Seattle right now.
Right. In Seattle.
Right. In Seattle. Right. It's 0-0 right now. Okay. And then let's see. Of course.
Who else he was hurt. He's questionable. He was questionable earlier.
Purdy also was questionable? That I didn't know.
Something with his ribs or something. And if he couldn't play, they had Josh Johnson, who's been on 15 different NFL teams.
This is the fourth quarterback?
What, Purdy?
No, Purdy's the third.
Yeah, he's the third. But I'm just saying, if he didn't, well, he probably is playing, but if he didn't play today, they have Josh Johnson, who's 36 years old and has played for 14 different NFL teams, including the New York Giants.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find stats to tell you who's playing. Dry summary. I'm not seeing. Okay, they just scored. You know, Purdy's playing. Purdy scored a touchdown to McCaffrey. Yeah, McCaffrey. That was a good. McCaffrey was just a pickup. They just scored. They're winning 7-0. Purdy's
playing. Purdy's playing 5 for 5. Yep. All right.
Yeah. So now we know who's playing. All right. So then we got coming up. Indianapolis is versus Minnesota. Minnesota's going. I'm taking Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
Who do you got?
With what?
Okay, I'll give you the schedule. It's Minnesota versus Indianapolis.
Okay, where are we now? Since you done skipped over something.
Okay, tell me what I skip over. I apologize. Go.
The what?
What did I skip over?
Wherever you were talking about. I don't even. What?
We were talking about Purdy. You asked if he was playing. I said yes. You confirmed that he went 5 for 5. They just scored. To me, that was moving on. That's the game that's going now. Right. I'm going into the schedule for this week. So the first game, I ain't telling you, is Minnesota against Indianapolis.
Oh, well, that's easy. Minnesota.
Okay, thank you. I know this is live, right? So we're not catching up and things slow.
It's 3-second delay.
All right. So then you got Baltimore and Cleveland.
Cleveland.
What do you got?
Cleveland.
Really?
Yes.
Nah, I'm gonna take Baltimore has to win. They're tied with Cleveland.
You know Lamar Jackson's hurt, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Without that, I'll take. And they're playing at. They're playing at Cleveland. I'll take Cleveland. Okay, you got Minnesota, Buffalo at Buffalo. I mean Miami at Buffalo. Miami at Buffalo.
It's under 50 degrees. Got to go with Buffalo. It's supposed to be snow up there. Buffalo.
It's hard to play, especially you're playing from Miami. I would agree. You got Atlanta, New Orleans at New Orleans. That can be anybody's game. That's just the dump bowl.
Rookie quarterback playing.
All right, you got Pitt at Carolina. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. I got to go with Tom.
Carolina, they're on a roll.
Okay. They're on a roll. Okay. You got I think Pitt, Philly, Chicago, that's a no-brainer. Okay, what do you got?
With what?
Philly, Chicago.
Come on, man.
Really? The game, man.
Really, man. Really? Come on.
Okay, what about Kansas City, Houston?
Kansas City.
Okay, here's my point. Okay, look at Houston's record. One, I didn't even know they were this bad. They're 1-11-1.
Yes, they're that
Sorry
bad.
to bring this back up. Go for the points, Lovey. That was ridiculous. Go for the point. My Dallas would have lost. I would have been happy.
Are you done?
No, because if it comes back up, I'll probably rant again. But anyhow,
Okay.
that's the deal. It was just a bad move. Anyways, the Dallas at Jacksonville. I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
Really, man?
Yep.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville too.
Okay, good. Because hey, that kid's playing pretty good. Giving them some time. Hopefully, they can turn that around. You got Detroit at the Jets. I'll take the Jets for Richie.
I'm taking Detroit for my cousin.
Your cousin's a Jet fan.
He's a Detroit Lions fan.
All right. Oh, you're take Detroit. Okay, you got Arizona. Oh my God, look how bad Arizona. Think about Arizona. Look at the story you got there. This kid comes out that doesn't want to watch film. He gets paid all this money, and they're 4-9 playing against a 3-10 Denver team.
You know now you're kicking him while he's down. You know he's out for the season, right? ACL tear. Murray.
Whatever the deal is, just
don't kick the kid when he's down, man. Come on,
dude. I don't have to kick him when he's down. I don't have to kick him when he's down. He's so short that I can't tell the difference if he's short, down or standing.
Well, whatever. The new quarterback is Colt McCoy.
I give that guy credit, man. He's been. I always forget his name until he comes back up.
Made a lot of money being a backup.
Yeah, good for him. God bless him, man. That's a great position to be in. Who you taking? Arizona, Denver, at Denver.
Taking Denver, even though they're going to have a different quarterback too. Problem.
Why? Russell's hurt.
I think it was a concussion protocol.
Yeah, man. That was just terrible. You got New England at Las Vegas. I'm gonna take New England. It's gonna put them at 8-6.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Come on, Josh McDaniels? Come on, he's a head coach. He wants to beat Bill at least once.
Yeah, he's not gonna happen. Not this weekend. Tennessee at the Chargers.
Chargers on a roll. My man Justin Herbert.
Wow, my man is Justin Herbert too. I just think that coach needs to be fired. Bring in Sean Payton. I'll go with the Chargers because I like Justin Herbert. I like Vrabel too, but I'll go with the Chargers. I like to see Herbert. But look, Byron, this goes back to you're now 7-6, okay, and the 7-6. Shoot, man, let me see. I gotta go back to it. Hold on. They're 7-6, right? Okay. And they're 7-6. Is it how many teams make the playoffs? Okay, so you got
7.
Buffalo's gonna make the playoffs.
7.
That's 1. Miami's gonna make the playoffs. That's 2. Baltimore 3. Bengals 4.
Who? Did you say Denver?
Bengals.
Oh
no, I said Baltimore. Baltimore, then Bengals, that's 4. You got Tennessee, that's 5, right? You got Kansas City, that's 6. Okay. How many teams make it? 7? Okay, 7. So they may or may not make it because it's going to be they're tied with New England. Okay, they're tied with the Jets.
Who?
The Chargers. So they may, they have an outside chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so my point being was that's why I was so still adamant about that poor decision on that 4th down with the Chargers, because if they don't make the playoffs this year, that's 2 years that this kid didn't get any, or that team didn't get any playoff experience.
Oh, he's getting fired.
When he needs to be. He should have got fired last year. This is my point. Because you just wasted a year. Wasted a year now, new coaches coming. He should have got fired last year. Second, you didn't make the playoffs last year when there was no reason for you not to make the playoffs. Should have got fired. So that's the moral of that issue as I'm looking at the standings and the schedules to come. All right, hold on a second. So we left off on the Chargers, right? But that's an example. You got to get playoff experience for a young quarterback, a young team. You got Cincinnati at Tampa Bay. Oh.
What?
Bengals at Tampa Bay.
Bengals.
Oh, man. You know what? I may have to figure out how. Gee, that's on Sunday.
Bengals on a roll.
I may want to see if I can get tickets and get out to that game. We got the Giants at Washington. You don't go with my Giants. Okay. And then you got LA at Green Bay. That's another Dust Bowl.
Green Bay.
I'll take Green Bay too. I don't like LA. All right. So we got all that going on. Okay. So now let's get into now. This is time of the hour. Back to some of the comments that were made. We're going to talk about Deion Sanders going to Colorado. Okay. And some of the comments that were made about facts and this and that. Okay. First of all, number one, appreciate the comment. Appreciate everything you're saying. Okay. But number one, you only took segments out of our other podcast and you said you guys, right? And I'm gonna defend Byron and I'm gonna defend our show, but I'm gonna defend myself. Okay. So yes, did we make the comment? And I say we as a show, did our show make the comment that it's harder to get into Colorado because of their ruling? Yeah, we did say that. Yes. Apparently that wasn't correct. Okay. But at the moment, that was an ad-lib clip that we decided to do. And that was the comment that we made. The part that you didn't at least acknowledge was that when the topic came up that they made it harder, it's harder for them to transfer over. I did comment that well, that's kind of weird. Why would Deion Sanders go to a school if it's going to be harder to get people through the transfer portal? So I was just questioning the comment that if that was true, then it seems a little weird. But if it is what it is, that's it. So, you make your comments. I appreciate it. But try to take the show as a whole. Don't just take it as if, we don't know anything we're talking about, right? That's number one. Number two, you made the comment about that we don't know what we're talking about, that Colorado's got money, okay? And, we had a debate. So everything the comments were made were only one-sided. And all I wanted to say is that during the show, we made comments to both sides. Is that a fair statement? Right? Because I was like, hey, and I'm not saying who was right, who was wrong. I'm just saying Colorado's got money, in my opinion, only because kids that go there, people who their families that send the money there, they got money. Colorado's got money. You got Aspen, you got Vail, you got Breckenridge. I've skied there. I mean, some of those places are that I heard. It's $2,500 a night, Byron. Okay, $2,500 a night. People go there, got money. So if they're gonna go there to ski, they got money. Friends of mine, everyone. So take the show in its entirety of us. It's about debate. The essence of sport is debate. So I just wanted to make sure that hey guys, we bring up topics that we feel we want to talk about, and in that moment, and Byron, in some of your defense, because some of those comments you had made up, you had brought up was, you didn't know I was going to bring up that topic. It wasn't like you're bringing up all the. We were studying what the situation was there. This is at the time that you felt you knew what it was. I didn't know anything. I was just making my comments based on it doesn't make sense for a coach like Deion to go there if he can't bring his players, right? I was also more upset about that they were making a big sting about HBCU. I finally got it right? HBCU colleges and what he was doing for it. But then, in some research that I found out, there was a lot more things going on behind the scenes. And you brought those up. And you brought them up more about facilities and stuff. I heard some other stuff that was going on that I don't want to comment because I don't want to put anything on HBCU because it happens everywhere, right? So I don't want to pick any other. But I think he did a good job for HBCU. I don't think Colorado's his last stop. That's my opinion, right? So we got that. The other thing is I still believe that okay, so we didn't get Taggart right, but you did come back and say, hey, he's interviewing other places, and you stood up for it. So the beauty about us is if we're right, we're right. If we're wrong, we're wrong. We're gonna say, hey, okay, it's my bad. Or if it's something between me and you, you're gonna deny, and deflect. So that's a different ballgame. But when it comes to somebody else, you stand up to whether it's right, wrong, or whatever. But Taggart, did we ever find out where Taggart's going?
No, they're still looking at, I think, like the Ravens, pro team and a couple other things, but I haven't heard anything else the whole week.
Right. Okay. And then I'm still of the opinion, based on those comments and everything, is that I think he's going to do a great job at Colorado, but he's not going to cherry pick the SEC. Alabama just signed one of the top recruits already.
Yeah, but Deion just got there and he's still assembling a staff. He's still getting a staff together.
But right, so he's behind. Like Alabama's got a pipeline of people that were coming there. But they're not going to run to Colorado.
They might.
Every time we talk about somebody in the NFL, there's a high odds that they came out of Alabama or they came out of Georgia. Yes or no?
And why is that though?
It's because they got the best players in the nation.
Okay.
Right? So all I'm just saying to you is that I think he's going to do a great job recruiting. I think he's going to do a great job recruiting from, and yes, can he recruit from anywhere? Yes, he can. But he's not going to win a national championship in Colorado. Sorry. This is my opinion. He's not. You're not going to be, Georgia is on a roll. Alabama, even though they're number 5, they're still, I think, will be number 3 and 4 teams that are in there right now. Okay, go to the top 20. Top 25 has 5 of the legacy teams. 6, you got to add Texas. So 6 of 25 teams are out of the SEC. Okay, so yeah, you could have wishful and listen to me. You've been on my case. I'm a big Deion Sanders fan, so it's not like I'm trying to say, and I think he's done a great job as a coach.
You have other reasons to be a fan, though, but go ahead.
I have other reasons to be a fan. Oh, why? He went to Florida State. That's
there
one.
You go.
What else? He's a defensive back. That's 2.
That's 2.
He was a punt returner. That's 3. I mean, I got every other. And the other thing is, I think he's a great player. That's it. The bottom line, he's a great player. You can say what you want. His first 8 seasons in the league, he didn't play. He didn't do preseason camp.
What?
I don't want to get into that. Bottom line is, he's going to do a good job. But for those of you out there, don't confuse yourself. He's not going to cherry pick the players that the SEC teams are going to get. Why do you think the SEC, those other teams try to get it, are in the SEC? Money.
But why wouldn't he be able to get them? He's in the middle of the country in Colorado. He's the middle of the country. I think he's going to be
able to get them. He's going to be able to get some players, Byron. I'm not saying he's not going to be able to get them. But the way the comment or the things that were made was now he's gonna dominate taking players that have he's gonna get a majority of players that would have gone to Alabama, Georgia, to the SEC. He's not gonna get the majority of those players.
Why not?
It's not. You're not. I mean,
how
do you think? Byron, where do you think you're gonna make the pros out of? You're gonna make the pros out of playing for Alabama, playing for Georgia, playing from there, or you?
If you're any good, you can make it from anywhere. Charles Haley came from James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. So if you can play, they will find you, huh?
I'm not doubting that.
They'll find you. It doesn't matter where you play.
But wasn't it 2 years ago that Alabama was one player selected away from tying my University of Miami's record for the most number one draft pick?
Right.
Okay, so that to me is majority. They're not. Colorado will never be in that level.
Never say never.
Okay, I won't say never. In my lifetime, that's not I'm gonna go. So in my lifetime, they will never be close to that record.
Having what, as far as getting that amount of number one picks?
That amount of number one picks out of one university in the same year.
The kids are different now. They go, like, the NIL has changed the landscape a lot. Now these kids are going to go follow the money. They're going to go where they can make the most amount of money that they can make of whatever university they're at. That's what it's about. Look at the debacle with your favorite guy down there, Jimbo Fisher. Look at him. He had
my favorite guy. Don't confuse our fans. I don't like Jimbo Fisher.
He had a ton of top 10, like a caboodle of them. And what happened? They're losing record because they didn't get fired. But and now these kids are a couple of them are transfer out of it because just because you are a top 20 player, and you got to be able to mesh with everybody, with these people. And I've said this before, if you got a guy you're getting $50,000, or whatever you're getting, and I'm getting nothing, and I'm out there busting my butt just as much as this guy here is over here, it's going to be a lot of jealousy, because they are 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old men. That's natural jealousy. They're naturally going to be upset that this guy over here is not, putting in the work.
But you got to agree, the ability to recruit utilizing NIL hasn't really panned out for those teams.
No, because
not yet. Not yet, because it's still early, right? It's still early.
But they're young kids. And they'll probably never work the kinks out of it, because just the way the whole thing is set up, as far you're going to have. I've said this you're going to have the haves and you're going to have the have-nots, and when money's involved and you got these young men involved, there's going to be natural jealousy.
Just from those kids that got NIL money. I am telling you, if you want to know, if you got a place, you want to have a place to store your money, tax-free, protected-free, guaranteed for compounded interest, go to victorarocho.com. Valuable assets, baby. So, anyhow, that's my only point. I want to make those comments. I'm going to respond to those people. I really appreciate your comments. I'm not upset with the comments. I'm just saying, hey, try to take our show in its full context, right? Both of us had different sides, thoughts, and so forth. Nobody's perfect and nobody's right all the time. And this was an ad-lib piece, just like we're doing right now, just like we did on a couple other pieces. We're going to find out what's trending, okay? And the hot topic right now was, again, Micah Parsons talking smack. I think that's going to be bad for Dallas. They're going to be bad for that. Philly is going to come after him heavy. Right, and they're gonna light it up, and now he just puts more pressure on Dak.
Well, he put more pressure on himself, because I'm pretty sure, like I said before, them offensive linemen are gonna be looking out for him, because he didn't do anything the last time they played. The last time Lane Johnson went out, he had done nothing up to that point, the whole game. And then when they did the zone read or whatever, they just left him unblocked. Off to the races they went.
All righty, so we're going to start wrapping this up, but I want to, I know how we always wrap this up, but I told you what I'm going to be doing for my friend, and so I'm going to share my screen. Byron, can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so this is Oscar Perez. This is from the Perez family. They're a good friend of mine. I didn't mean to show my piece. I don't know if I could hide it.
Too late now.
No, too late. But look, hey, I put my money where my mouth is, right? So I'm not asking for anybody to do that. Your dollar, anything counts. This family, again, they're spending Byron $30,000 to $40,000 a month. Look at him as a fireman. Okay, look at this kid. good-looking young man. The family is a phenomenal. Listen, you meet the family, you wouldn't even know this thing was going on. They don't talk about it. They don't say anything. They just be their loving, hardworking parents and doing the thing. The whole family is from one of my best friends, Alex, to the sisters, Vanessa, Myra, Oscar, Ricky. They're all just that entire family's great. So please, everybody's got causes. I understand that, and whoever I can reach out to, if you could help, he's got recovery. He's a young man. He was, think about it. He could have been the guy going in to protect your family running into a fire. Is that a fair statement, Byron?
Yep.
He's only 28, 29 years old. So any dollar you could help, please support. We're going to put the GoFundMe page. It's going to be in our link. It's going to be in all of our clips, Santiago. Okay. And whatever you can do, I didn't mean to show my name, but and this is not the first time, right? I did it last time as well. And back to the point that I had told the story that I forgot. Please do whatever you can, support Oscar Perez and their family in their journey to get through this struggle. And if there's anybody who has support, who has ultimate faith, is the Perez family. So shout out to them. A prayer to Oscar Perez, prayer to all our firefighters and our first defenders and our military and our police. But if please, $1, $2, $3, $5, anything you can do would be helpful. Byron, is that okay with you? Can you help us out? Can you tell our friends and family? Can you tell them, give us $10, give us $5? Every single dollar helps out because it's a journey. And again, since that time has changed my life. No longer am I letting anything or anything else ever bother me. I can't say ever, but I can tell you what, I'm a changed person because of that story. So God bless the Perez family. Don't forget next week again, what's next week? Next week may be Christmas. Is it the 20? No, we have our show next week, right? Yeah. So I should be doing my show, but because I'm supposed to be going away with the family. But I may do it away because when you were away, you did your show. So it depends on what they got planned for me. So I may have to have another host and we'll go from there. So again, Jersey Boy Short Sports Talk, please don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're live every Thursday at what time?
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. Go Army. Blessings to all the military. My pops is 88. Bronze Star medal, Army man, Mr. Byron Jones. Congratulations to the Army. We're looking forward to next week. Let's see how this week plays out. There's a game going on right now, and we're very excited. Please leave your comments. We want to hear everything you got to say. We got some pretty good clips in here, and then we'll see what happens. I want to end it with Byron. How is Daniel Jones still a star?
Yes, he is.
So let's end the show with a little bit of fun, okay? So tell me where's Daniel Jones? Like who is above Daniel? Who is below Daniel Jones as a quarterback?
As what quarterbacks
right now in the NFL? Yeah. So if you had to below
below,
if you want to go above, what's easier
above.
For you? Pick.
I'm gonna go above. Patrick Mahomes,
Burrows,
Justin, Jace Allen, Josh Allen,
Josh Allen. Wait, Herbert, Daniel Jones, Burrows,
not Daniel Jones.
Hurts.
I say just Daniel Jones?
Cannot be four. What are you so crazy? Let's start over again. Let's make this super simple. I'm not saying this is the order of quarterback. I'm just saying who's above him, right? Because I don't want to have to figure it out. Would you agree, Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Would you agree, Joe Burrow?
Yes.
You agree, Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Okay. Would you agree, Josh Allen?
Yes.
Would you agree, Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
Okay, would you agree?
Dak
Tua.
Prescott. No.
Okay, Dak Prescott. Would you agree Tua?
Nope.
Okay, Bob. I'm just gonna say you want to agree Tua. Let's keep going down. I'm trying to think,
Derek
man.
Carr.
Nah, I don't know. I'd even give Daniel Jones a nod over Derek Carr right now. Okay, go ahead. Let's see who else is there. Definitely not Russell Wilson.
Mike White, the quarterback for the Jets.
What's his name from Jackson? Mike White. Okay, I think. What about the Jackson? What about the Jacksonville quarterback? He's doing a good job.
No.
No. Okay. Let's see who else is there. We're going. Geno Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Brady.
Yes.
What? Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Okay. So okay, that's 10. All right. So he's
like in the middle.
All right. So he's somewhere around. I'm not going to keep going any further for the show.
Top
but
15. Top 15. He's still a star.
All right. Well, hey, I'll be with him. Look, at least this year, I ain't blaming him as much as I did the last couple of years. Right? I'm blaming just everything. You know, receivers not catching the ball, defensive backs not catching the ball. The offensive line terrible. Our defensive backs are terrible. You know, by the way, we had a bad call called against us. That holding call, that was just terrible.
Still wouldn't matter.
What else?
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter, but still, you know, you don't want to have it. But okay, you know, hey, I like to see the kid do good. You know, I just thought we had to try to get it downfield. We just can't get it downfield too much again. All right, well, you know, thank you, Jersey Boy Sports Sauce signing out. Don't forget, check out the GoFundMe page for Oscar Perez. Love and peace to the Jones family. Let's root for the Giants coming on this weekend. We're looking forward, and we will see you next week. Signing out. My brother, I love you, and we'll talk soon, bro.
Yep.
Peace.